Also had an opportunity, too, I would have been the first unanimous MVP where I got all 120 votes, but I got 119.
Yeah.
Do you know who the one vote was?
Yeah, I know.
Carmelo.
There was the one vote he voted for Carmelo, but
it was a writer in New York, wasn't it?
No, it was a writer from Boston.
Boston.
Of course.
Boston going to Boston.
Of course.
But
I know his name, too, but I ain't going to give him that light just yet. I'm wait for the doc on that one. Yeah.
Right here, where we stand, for those of you who don't know, has become zombie land.
The neighborhood might be different, but the effect's the same. Exclusive video taken back in 2016 show people on K2 passed out on chairs right in the middle of the sidewalk. Others leaning against buildings and nodding out as mothers pushed their strollers close by. That was in the Mott Haven section of the Bronx. Now it's happening in Williamsbridge. Just ask Pastor Janet Hodge.
Every morning that we arrive, we find that persons have used the bathroom on our property.
You have people who are walking around in a zombie-like catatonic state, up and down White Plains Road, scaring children.
At a rally Monday, local politicians and residents said enough is enough. Council member Andy King introducing new legislation that would hold landlords and area businesses accountable.
Your store will be shut down and you will not be able to reopen the same business or rent it out to the same business.
Shut you down! Shut you down!
New legislation would also slap on a $100,000 fine on any business caught selling the synthetic cannabinoid.
Protesters are marching a couple blocks on White Plains Road in an area where they say sometimes they will see dozens of people high on K2.
We are going to be on the streets. We are going to march in front of your property.
It's a problem running rampant all over the city. Video after video shows businesses and dealers getting busted for selling the illegal drug. Back in May, there were more than 50 overdoses in Brooklyn alone related to illegal K2 sales. In the Williamsbridge section of the Bronx, Mark Liverman.
With the police raids in Bedford.
What's wrong? I come forget the lady I got me from Pinchers. Nice. She love me.
Start with the police raids in Bedford-Stuyvesant this afternoon as the city tries to crack down on the pervasive use of K2. Officers searched 5 stores near Broadway and Myrtle Avenue looking for the drug, also known as synthetic marijuana. Just yesterday, people apparently strung out on the drug were rushed to hospitals. Some could barely stand up.
30+ people overdosing on K2 is a throwback from the era when we had crack dens spread throughout this community. We are not going backwards.
So far, police have not found any K2 during those raids. And the K2 problem is not contained to that block in Brooklyn. It is citywide. Today, CBS 2 found a neighborhood in the Bronx where the drug is a snap to buy. Its use is apparent, and according to people who live there, pleas for help have gone ignored. Tonight, CBS 2's political reporter Marcia Kramer demanding answers from the mayor. It's the story you'll see on CBS 2.
They call this K2 Alley. So for the emergency personnel called to the corner of Willis Avenue and 149th Street in the Bronx, it was business as usual. Yet another person had overdosed on synthetic marijuana, known on the street as K2 or Spice. It's commonplace. This exclusive video shows why. People strung out on K2 loll on chairs in the middle of the sidewalk, lean against buildings, nod out as mothers push their strollers to nearby stores. And it's really, really easy to buy it.
There's different name brands, there's different names for them, but it was all the same thing.
This man told me the going price for what he called a stick was $3.
What would you get for $3? You get something. You get a
stick?
Yeah, a stick.
He wouldn't tell me where to buy it exactly, but within minutes of our conversation, he returned with this thin brown cigarette of K2. Local businessmen are furious because strung-out users are everywhere, scaring away customers.
I've been here 24 years, and I've never, ever, ever, ever seen it this bad.
something is going on. And I have to believe you have to put the blame on City Hall. It's the mayor.
This local vendor has been getting people to sign a petition to get the city to act.
We've been trying so long. People be smoking K2 in front of business and they be falling down like crazy. People don't want to walk through streets. And we are businessmen. We're paying rent and everything. We're losing a lot of business.
I brought their frustrations to Mayor de Blasio.
What can you do with what seems to be a very pressing problem for New York City?
I'm very concerned about this, and we're acting on it immediately. And we will throw the book at anyone selling K2. NYPD is very focused.
Is help on the way for Willis Avenue and 149th Street, where they call it K2 Alley?
Yeah, help is on the way, and again, we proved in East Harlem we can break the back of the problem. We can go after the bad actors who are selling this very dangerous drug. We're going to get them. We're going to shut down any stores that are doing this.
Well, Mayor de Blasio told me he wants the bodega owners and the store owners to understand if they're selling the drug, the city has the ability to shut them down. The mayor said, and I quote, "We will literally take away your livelihood." Dana?
All right, Marcia, with the police raids in Bedford.
What's wrong? I come forget the lady I got in front pinchers. Nice. She love me.
Start with the police raids in Bedford-Stuyvesant this afternoon as the city tries to crack down on the pervasive use of K2. Officers searched 5 stores near Broadway and Myrtle Avenue looking for the drug, also known as synthetic marijuana. Just yesterday, people apparently strung out on the drug were rushed to hospitals. Some could barely stand up.
30+ people overdosing on K2 is a throwback from the era when we had crack dens spread throughout this community. We are not going backwards.
So far, police have not found any K2 during those raids. And the K2 problem is not contained to that block in Brooklyn. It is citywide. Today, CBS 2 found a neighborhood in the Bronx where the drug is a snap to buy. Its use is apparent, and according to people who live there, pleas for help have gone ignored. Tonight, CBS 2's political reporter Marcia Kramer demanding answers from the mayor. It's the story you'll see on CBS 2.
They call this K2 Alley. So for the emergency personnel called to the corner of Willis Avenue and 149th Street in the Bronx, it was business as usual. Yet another person had overdosed on synthetic marijuana, known on the street as K2 or Spice. It's commonplace. This exclusive video shows why. People strung out on K2 loll on chairs in the middle of the sidewalk, lean against buildings, nod out as mothers push their strollers to nearby stores. And it's really, really easy to buy it.
There's different name brands, there's different names for them, but it was all the same thing.
This man told me the going price for what he called a stick was $3.
What would you get for $3? You get something. You get a
stick?
Yeah, a stick.
He wouldn't tell me where to buy it exactly, but within minutes of our conversation, he returned with this thin brown cigarette of K2. Local businessmen are furious because strung-out users are everywhere, scaring away customers.
I've been here 24 years, and I've never, ever, ever, ever seen it this bad. Something is going on. And I have to believe you have to put the blame on City Hall. It's the mayor.
This local vendor has been getting people to sign a petition to get the city to act.
We've been trying so long. People be smoking K2 in front of business and they be falling down like crazy. People don't want to walk through streets. And we are businessmen. We're paying rent and everything. We're losing a lot of business.
I brought their frustrations to Mayor de Blasio.
What can you do with what seems to be a very pressing problem for New York City?
I'm very concerned about this, and we're acting on it immediately. And we will throw the book at anyone selling K2. NYPD is very focused.
Is help on the way for Willis Avenue and 149th Street, where they call it K2 Alley?
Yeah, help is on the way, and again, we proved in East Harlem we can break the back of the problem. We can go after the bad actors who are selling this very dangerous drug. We're going to get them. We're going to shut down any stores that are doing this.
Well, Mayor de Blasio told me he wants the bodega owners and the store owners to understand if they're selling the drug, the city has the ability to shut them down. The mayor said, and I quote, "We will literally take away your livelihood." Dana?
All right, Marcia.
Across the city, residents Now to the K2 crisis hitting communities across the city. Residents and business leaders in the areas most affected are pleading with the mayor to do something about the trouble with this synthetic drug. CBS 2's Valerie Castro here now to explain. Valerie.
Maurice, K2 has been on the city streets for several years, but police say after more than 30 people were hospitalized yesterday, its use is clearly growing and can't be ignored. Passed out in public, these men are afflicted with a chemical high that's claiming users across New York City. They're strung out on synthetic marijuana, also known as K2 or Spice.
There's different name brands, there's different names
For 2 days now, we've shown you how synthetic marijuana, often called K2, is ravaging Harlem and other neighborhoods. Tonight, a look at the toll this drug is taking on a particular family. They watched CBS 2 News and were shocked to recognize one of the drug users we found on the street. CBS 2's Tony Aiello with tonight's exclusive.
Harlem, hard hit by hardcore users of K2 synthetic marijuana, many of them homeless.
This neighborhood is riddled. It's infested.
Wednesday, a CBS 2 camera captured these men smoking K2 at 125th in Lexington, and a viewer recognized this homeless man in the black t-shirt. Hard to believe he's the same person in this photo, celebrating his sister's wedding 2 summers ago. When you look at that picture of him happy and smiling, what goes through your mind?
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see a beautiful boy like that could have been something in life and living on the streets. I'm a father, and like any other father out there, that I want to see the kids on the street.
Peter Varduniotis says his son Peter Jr. attended Dix Hills High School and SUNY Albany. Every advantage a loving family could offer, vanquished by the demon of drug use that started 15 years ago.
He is what he is now because of his addictions.
He is particularly worried about his son using synthetic marijuana, which can permanently damage body and brain.
This drug can make these people very violent, very unpredictable. The way I saw him today, I don't know if he's going to hurt others.
Varduniotis says he's tried many times to get his son help and even tried to get tough.
I went to the police station. He's 34 years old. There's nothing we can do. We cannot hold him more than 72 hours.
Varduniotis says he feels for all the families of these troubled souls who are in the grips of a dangerous drug. Tony Aiello, CBS.
Ganja like drugs over here, and they are genetically modifying herb and shifting the THC CBD balance to give you the highest high, like it's coke them trying to create with the ganja. I don't promote that. I would travel the world and don't even use no herb for 3 months because I can't get organic herb. You have to be careful what you're putting into your brain, because all of the energy surrounding the way it was planted and so on, all of this goes into your body. Just like when you eat animals, all of the tension that is created inside these animals when they're about to be slaughtered, you internalize it when you eat it. So you have to think about the herbs in the same way. If you can't get the ganja, you have to go learn to meditate without it. And you have to go find some other herbs too, because we're not just promoting getting high, we're promoting wellness. And ganja is a thing that is good for your brain. Your brain has cannabinoid receptors. That means you are designed to use this thing to heal yourself. And you can get this from other things too, but do your investigation, do your research and find out if it is really that important to you. So you have to look at, why am I using this herb? Am I a junkie? Am I addicted to this thing? Because we're not promoting addiction either. So unless I can get the best quality of food and anything to put into my body, it is not going into my body. You know, I understand that living in this kind of society, it's hard for a man to have something to escape, you know what I mean? So that is a dilemma, a question I cannot answer, but I just would have said, as much as you can, try to get the best quality food in general to consume.
Yo, what's good, people? You see what's going on right here, yo? The Bronx is effed up. It's never going to be the same. It's never going to be what it is. If it's going to go back, going to take a long re-gentrifying process. Because we got to re-gentrify the re-gentrified. Because what's going on in the city of New York is horrible. All right, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to let you know. This is deep, this is heavy, this is nasty. If you remember that show, Ozark, if you watched Ozark, we were talking about predictive programming right here, Ozark, right? What happened when she wasn't selling weed, but her field, you know, when she got put on, I say she, and you were talking about Ozark and everything like that. Nah, I don't feel like talking about the whole show. So if you know, you'll follow me. She poisoned a whole field of cocaine with fentanyl. She cut all the coke with fentanyl. She cut it all with fentanyl. Doubled, who knows what it did to her prices, you know what I'm saying? I mean, profit, right? And so at this time, it's because the play had been in effect since about 2008, 2010, about that time, stemming from the Bronx. But at that time, now it's traveling. By the time Ozark is out, it's traveling. And that Kodak put out No Flocka. So you know the spice, the synthetic weed is in Florida, right? Now it's so horrible, and it's in Florida. It's all up and down the East Coast. Now it's just a thing. Now it's a thing to where people think it's legal weed. People think there's legal weed. That's why I had that lady in the video at the end of all those videos saying that organic herb is a medicine and it works wonders, and this is the organic herb. Almost, you know, with us and the way our bodies are built, it led to our our dominance, which got us to this point. It led to the Jordans, it led to the LeBrons, it led to the Tupacs, it led to the Biggies, it led to the Jays, it led to the Nas's. Organic herb. I mean, you got to be laced like that first before, you know, at least, you know what I'm saying? But if you are, and we still got ones that are, but now they don't have this magical herb available to them anymore, right? Because if you pay attention to these propaganda videos, like the dude talking about, I quit weed, man. I quit weed. I was talking to myself, bro. I ordered some Domino's and got so high and fell asleep. Like, that was a propaganda video. He's not an organic herb smoker, and doesn't know anything about the herb, really. All right. And what we're gonna do here is really explain some shit, because what they're trying to do is get a complete hold of the weed game. And once they get the complete hold of the weed game, they feel that they have the power of what turned our culture into a power market. Now they're going to give that to the black immigrants so that they can do what we did. Even though we gave them a super head start, and we're not going to get credit for it, but that's something else. But Ice Spice, I got Ice Spice up here because Ice Spice, her name is, do you know how crazy it is? There's no disrespect to her at all. Much props and support and love to you and everything you do. But if you were out in the era where organic herb was available in New York City, it wouldn't have been, you know, you and Lotto would have been a crazy battle. But Lotto washed you because K2 is K2. You know, ever heard of MK Ultra? K2 is part 2 to MK Ultra. Mind control. Do you see how Ice Spice is on LeBron's show, and she looks like she's just there filling a spot, like she's just there? You know what I'm saying? It's sad. I don't like to see it, because Ice Spice, you could really rap. You know what I'm saying? When I heard that you was battling Lotto, I thought it was gonna be like, remember when Ice Spice first dropped and she was spitting, feeling the dump on a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we remember all that shit. We know about that shit, feeling the dump on a bitch. Now they got you with this the pop shit. I know, listen, the money gonna put you whatever. I'm not talking about none of that, the status outside shit. I'm talking about us, the culture. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that would have been a battle. But Lotto really do this, so it was like she watched you because she's battling a pop star. Like the battle between Lotto and Ice Spice was basically rap versus pop. You know what I'm saying? It reminded me of when Remy eat the Nicki, and it was like, that's rap. Those are bars. The other shit, that's pop. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not disrespecting or disparaging Ice Spice at all, because I know that she has her own lane, her own marketing, everything what she's doing. Congratulations, we support you, we really do. We just saying her name because we want you to know that somebody named Ice Spice in a city that is known for selling spice is crazy. That's crazy. You never heard of fly young hookers from Amsterdam. You never heard that shit. You never will hear that shit. We got some fly young toots from the point. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it seems like she's promoting it, but she may not even be promoting it. Who knows if, like, you know, when the name came. But, you know, that's what they do. They find an attractive black woman. They find an attractive black woman. So they know the whole world is attracted to black women. And, you know, that right there, once you put the word that you can make a black woman say can change the world. And all type of control. That's, you know, this is a plantation trick. They did the same thing back in plantation days. But fly to New York City. Get off at LaGuardia. Go get on the M60. You know what I'm saying? Go to 125th. Go to Harlem. Harlem looks like the opposite. Harlem looks like the opposite of the crack days. It's like the opposite of the crack days, you know what I'm saying? When crack was out, it was like so much energy, so much uncontrolled, uncontained energy in the streets. Like this, you know what I'm saying? But now, with K2 being the drug of choice for these fiends, it really is zombie land. It really is. New York is really turning into zombie land. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean zombie land, I mean these fiends, these K2 fiends are different than crackheads. Crackheads, if they really, you know a crackhead, you have to worry about some violence. Cause we're like, they may really want it one time and really try to fight you for your book bag or something. You know, but K2 fiends are zombies. They stalk you. You know what I'm saying? If they see you in the store and everything like that, they'll come stand right next to you, see how much money you're pulling out of your pocket. They'll walk with you out of the store. They'll walk with you, like, and you be looking like, yo, dog, you're not a threat at all. I'll fuck you up. But why are you like next to me? Like, why you keep looking at me? Why are you all in my? Like, you're not even saying nothing. You're just in my face. Make me want to stomp you out. You know what I'm saying? And so these K2 fiends are like real zombies. They're real zombies. They are here to really, you know, they're here to really, you know, be a distraction. You know, they're not a worry of violence. They're just really fiends. Like everything that comes with the fiend. You know what I'm saying? You can't rely on them and everything like that. But then the fact that they're not violent fiends. They are just in the way fiends, the worst kind. So, because don't think that, you know, K2 is so bad that all this crime going on in the city, you can't even blame it on K2. You can't even be like, oh man, people are smoking K2 and wilding out. No, they're not. They're smoking K2 and they're leaning over and they're falling asleep on the sidewalk in 12 degrees. It's 42 degrees. Why are you sleeping on the sidewalk? It's 42 degrees and it's raining. And you asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what K2 does. And I'm playing these videos so that you can know and see. But with Ice Spice being as big as she is, congratulations to her, man. It really is great to see a woman from the Bronx. But when your name is Ice Spice, in the Bronx, the home of hip hop, the home of hip hop, the energy that changed the world. We are the energy that got the world wearing do-rags. Do you think they were wearing do-rags when the Temptations was out? Do you think they were wearing do-rags in India when Bobby Brown was out? No. You get what I'm saying? It's hip hop. So it's like the energy that we had with hip hop was so organic and so powerful. It changed the world. Now they are taking that away. They're taking that away and reversing it. Crack was a stimulant to our culture. K2 is the opposite. K2 is the opposite, yo. K2 is taking away from our culture. This goes into something else. It goes into a couple of different things. But first, let me finish off with the weed game, because the weed game is effed up. Now, y'all put the white boy in there talking about how much a $600 eighth from somewhere in Amsterdam, right? So where do you think the organic herb is being shipped to? Is being, where is it going to? Where it's being grown at? The organic herb. Because you're paying $600 for an eighth. In Amsterdam, you can go to Brooklyn and get an eighth for $25. You think that's the same shit? You think we just that much? You think that the $25 equals that was 600 US dollars. That wasn't 600 euros. That was 600 US dollars is what it equals. So it's like, come on, dog. Let me tell you, and then there is a smoke shop on every corner in New York City now. Do you see what they're doing? They are really attacking our energy. They really want our energy back from the Bronx, and they don't want us. They want hip hop to stop at 50 years. Even though it's way more than 50 years, but they want it to stop at 50 years. Basically, they want black music to stop at 50 years. We were smoking weed with Motown. We were smoking weed with Charlie Bird. We were smoking weed with Satchmo. You know what I'm saying? And they know the power. Now, let me tell you, right? Weed is an organic herb. You cannot talk to there is no medical professional that will tell you the truth about weed, that will tell you anything. There's some the docs that can't prescribe it. Even they're not going to get into the actual specifics of how weed is going to help you. But you have to know. You get what I'm saying? Because, listen, let me tell you, personally, I was smoking exotic weed since like 2006. You get what I'm saying? Exotic weed. So now when I hear stuff, I'm like, I know stuff is like fake. They're doing the same thing with weed that they are doing with entertainment, movies, everything. You know what I'm saying? When I be hearing these new strains come out, oh man, they got 67% THC. This is some bullshit. Look at that video that I put in the beginning with the dude showing all the packs. He's showing all these colorful packs. Do you remember a couple of years ago when the Obama runts? Everybody wanted to be like, oh man, I gotta get that Obama runts pack. Ooh, boo-dee, boo. You know what I'm saying? And then you see these designer packs, you be thinking like, oh man, buying weed now is like buying bags of chips. Oh man, this is fun. It's cute too. No, that's not what it is. But let me tell you what this is. What this is organic herb cut with K2. Cause I'm in New York City, so I decided to try one time. Try one of these places. Because I already knew when I started seeing them from when I came a couple of years ago. I'm like, there's smoke shops here now. This shit ain't selling no real shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but now they got people convinced. And I tried something And because my thing is organic herb. Although the vaping and stuff like that, that's cool and cute, but that does a lot of damage to your body, and that isn't really to be you can't, that's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. It gives you a lot of effects without the weed. So this cannabis that's cut with fentanyl, because I could tell, like, because I'm like, okay, I've been smoking sour diesel since like 2008, so I know what sour, I know what to expect from sour. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it now. They try to sell me some sour, and I'm like, okay, this is sour. This is sour D's. This ain't sour diesel, cause there's something. It's like it goes to a certain point, but then, and it's something that really makes you understand that they're playing a game with you, and you know why. In one country they get $600 apes. They come to your country, now the apes are $25. Because they are capping off of you and cutting your shit with K2 and making a $20 profit off of something where they should have lost money. You get what I'm saying? And K2 is the substances of K2 is mind controlling. The substances of K2 are mind controlling. That's why it's called K2. And MK Ultra is mind control in your sleep, controlling your subconscious mind. K2 affects your conscious mind. I never smoked K2. I've been laced with K2 by somebody that I trusted. I can tell that it was K2, but I trusted this person, and they and like you can, like, they think that people be smoking weed. They think black people smoking. I just so high, bro. Oh my god, bro. This is so I'm fucked up, bro. Yeah, I'm fucked up, bro. I am high. Yeah, like you can tell he was like, oh, I don't know what if it's Monday or Friday, doing dumb shit to you. Like, you know that they, okay, this is somebody that never smoked before. But, you know, I'm talking on the consumerism side of things. But listen, you know, on the consumerism side of things, right? And because when you yeah, so smoking weed is like smoking weed is like a term you don't want to say anymore. Don't say you smoke weed. If you smoke weed, they're selling you K2. You smoke K2. You don't smoke weed. Because weed now equals K2. Do you smoke or do you want organic herb? Do you want ganja? That is the key right there, ganja. Because this weed is how they got you thinking that they can trick you with K2. Stupid people, most likely meatheads like the police, they think that all weed is the same. Like, they don't know anybody. Like, the only thing they're focused on is what they have to do to pass their drug tests to get their job and to stay on their job. So they do cocaine. You know, they do all cocaine and all type of uppers and adrenaline pills. And you see these cops, straight junkies. And, you know, the thing about it is they feel like they're better junkies because they get, you know, they have to get blasted on cocaine to do their job because, you know, cocaine is out of their system in 2 days. So when you see this, just know that the weed game has been messed up for the specific reason of making sure that if we want black people to get this, black Americans to get weed, they have to pay an extra premium on it, because look at what weed did for their culture. It brought them from the 40s to the 50s, to the 60s, the 70s, 80s, and they are still surviving. How? Because if you ever saw that Cat Williams stand up, right? One of the first joints. Not one of his first joints, but, you know, the first big ones. And he was like, you know, weed gives you that extra fuck it in your system. Like, you know, fuck them goddamn lights. You know what I'm saying? I said that plenty of times. But that right there was something different. That K2 does not give you that. K2 does not give you that extra fuck it in your system. I'm trying to just put it in a way to where, you know, you understand what I'm saying without saying all the technical names and stuff like that. K2 does not give you that extra fucking in your system. K2, I'm saying this not from smoking K2. Do not get it twisted. Like, I've never been a K2 smoker. I've been laced with K2. I know exactly who did it and how they did it and when they did it. But it's like, you know, it was a sad attempt because that was an attempt to stop me from speaking the truth about the real. You know what I'm saying? And all that did was just led me to telling y'all about this game that they're playing with weed and K2. What they're trying to do is remove the organic herb from our community. Now, all of a sudden, only thing available is K2. Only thing available is K2. Oh, you telling me there's enough weed, enough organic herb everywhere to where in every borough in New York City has, in New York City got weed shops on every corner? I know this is the biggest city in the world, but come on. It's a bad look. It's a horrible look. I don't know how long they expect to keep this going. But the goal, like I said, the goal is to steal energy from Black Americans. They do not want us to be able to make it to the next level. They do not want us to go there. Because we made it the rock, the jazz, blues, all of that, hip hop. What could be after hip hop after we made it 50 years? They don't want hip hop to go on any longer. So that is the real agenda. If we are okay with vaping and smoking K2, white people will be empowered with all the real weed, giving it to the coons, and we will be it's a condition that we haven't seen yet as a whole. If you go to Harlem, I'll tell you exactly what's going on. Like, we all look like Harlem, but this shit right here is seriously nasty. And I really hate how they're using Ice Spice. Ice Spice, Sexy Red, Lil Nas X, Lizzo, they're all being funded by the same white supremacist. They're all being funded by the same white supremacist because they think they know our culture. They know a part of our culture, the part that they got a hold of, the dumb ratchet ones. But I don't like them being used like that. You know what I'm saying? Come to death row. We'll show you how to get down, feeding a dump on a bitch. We need that. You get what I'm saying? And so, listen, man. Lotto watched you, and that was kind of like that was like you saying good riddance to the rap game, because now you can't really come back to the rap game unless you come back with that shit. You get what I'm saying? And we are in support of it. We want to see it. That we love. Like Tyson fought Holyfield 3 times. You know, we want to see it. So also, pay attention to drill music coming out of the Bronx. Pay attention to drill music coming out of New York. Pay attention to drill music that's still coming out. Salute to Kanye. Kanye just said he invented drill. He said, nah, really it was Chop. And salute to Young Chop, man. Young Chop said, yo, this is a lot of bullshit. I know Young Chop is smart. But, so drill music is more than just a sound. There's no brand of music that can be branded without actuality happening. The reason why Motown was so serious because it was what was going on in the streets in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? The Jim Crow era and shit like that. That's why that music, the black music then, is so special. We made classics during Jim Crow, right? So no brand of music can be legitimate without the actuality behind it. Bronx drill music rappers, you know, listen, K-Flock is nice. He could I could tell he's nice because I could listen to him. Like, you don't have to be on a drill beat. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of songs you could play. that's not him on a drill beat. That's fire. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? So that's just one that I know of. But there are plenty others. But let me tell you something, right? There's never your brand of music is not going to pop off with K2 being what's going on in the streets where you're from. What will happen is you guys will be looked at, oh man, we got all these rappers, we got this group of drill rappers, they're the most violent rappers, the Naughty Bop kid got stabbed to death, and they made a dance and song about they are so wild, they are savages, they are going to criminalize you, and find a way to take all of you down, all of you. And we're all going to be looking like, oh man, this is bad, but you know what I'm saying? But that when they do that, that's just going to be the next step in the program. But that is their plan. They're not planning to make any rapper from the Bronx and any drill rapper from the Bronx a big time drill rapper. Ice Spice was a big time drill rapper from the Bronx, and now they turned her to a pop rapper. Now she's talking about pop. She at the deli, ass shaking like jelly. Now that's as far as her bars go now. When she was talking about dumping on the bitch before, you know, and it's like these games that they're playing, man. It's getting deep and it's getting serious. This is the war that the battle that they wanted to see. This is Wilt versus Russell right here. This is Wilt versus Russell. They don't get no bigger, they don't get no better. Why you think the country is so bad right now? Because nobody is on code. Nobody is on the same page. Everybody's trying to fight each other because they got that K2 in their system. You know what I'm saying? Got K2 and fentanyl on the streets. Cause people don't, now you understand the value of fiends. Now you understand the value of fiends. You know what I'm saying? Before I used to see a fiend, know exactly what he was doing, where he was going, what he was waiting for, everything. Now I don't know what a fiend is up, what he's doing. Anywhere, whether that's Atlanta, New York, it don't matter. So I'm saying this, man, be careful of that. I quit smoking weed propaganda coming from these black people. These people are working for them. Those people are working for the government. Those are the same people that are, he's saying he quit smoking organic weed to get you to stop smoking so he can get more organic weed, organic herb, I should say. Listen to that lady at the end, organic herb. Organic herb is the key, right? Dr. Sebi didn't talk about it because he had the government on his ass for years. You know what I'm saying? For years, decades. So, and he didn't go into detail about it. He said it wasn't good to smoke it because he was talking about the lungs, but he wasn't talking about organic herbs. He was talking about tobacco on the lung. Yeah, they were talking about tobacco. He was talking about tobacco on the lungs. But really, what we need to do, man, I just want people to realize what's going on. This K2 shit is on purpose. This is not all people in the Bronx are just, they just want some new, like they were crackheads the first night at K2 heads. Like, no. These are CIA projects. These are government projects. You get what I'm saying? Understand that these are government projects. And they are using these, women is like, that ancient Chinese tactic. You know what I'm saying? You send in attractive women that people are going to look at to get off, to get your moves off, to get your maneuvers off. That's what the U.S. is doing with certain plays. Because I can tell you what the real is about a lot of shit. But, hey, Spice, man, come on over to Death Row, yo. You know what I'm saying? Lotto 2. But, this shit right here is getting spooky because it's about the culture. The culture, man, when we beef, we want blood. You know what I'm saying? When we go in the fight, we go in and we don't come out at all. You get what I'm saying? So that's what they're trying to kill. They're trying to kill that spirit. All we do is eat. And like they want to kill that spirit. And look, that's where it got us from back then to now. Now they're trying to transfer it. And weed is an organic herb, a magical herb. But I'm going to go and get out of here on this one, man. I want y'all to do some research on this. Let me know something, man. I'm out. Salute.